Hello and welcome back to the video on the Wrestle Debate and to another edition of Raw out of 10. And Raw is getting closer and closer to WrestleMania. All of WWE is getting closer to WrestleMania. And yeah, views are really starting to hot up. Obviously had the MSG show during the weekend, and that's what kicked off a recap of Roman Reigns attacking Brock Lesnar after his match. We saw Lesnar almost attack Paul Heyman, but being taken out by Roman, who hit him with a steel chair. Kevin Owens and then Seth Rollins made their way to the ring to kick off the show, and they talked about WrestleMania. Even though Owens hates Texas now, Rollins rolled out footage of their previous wins as a tag team before Alpha Academy and RK Bro came out for their tag team title match. Gable was sent out the ring right off the bat, and Rollins and Riddle continued the match. KO was tagged in early and got a double team for nearfall before Kevin Owens got a nearfall. Gable was back in the ring and Rollins came back for a double team before he hit a springboard crossbody on both Gable and Riddle. After a break, Otis was in the ring and tossed Rollins and KO out before stomping on Riddle and hitting a senton. The original Bro was isolated by Otis in the ring and managed to roll out of the way before getting to tag Randy, and he cleared the ring and hit double draping DDTs on Rollins and Gable. Gable then blocked the RKO, but was sent outside. Orton got the RKO on Rollins, but KO dragged the Viper out of the ring before he could get the pin. Orton then took out Owens and helped Riddle hit Otis with a double powerbomb on the announce desk. After the break, Riddle got the floating bro, but Owens broke up the pin again. Otis got the Tower of Doom with Rollins and KO in the middle of the ring, and Gable got to the top. Riddle then had a hold locked in, and Rollins hit Gable with a dive on them. Gable then cleared the ring and set Riddle up for the finisher, but Randy Orton came in with an RKO out of midair. Rollins and Owens came in with super kicks on Orton and Otis before Rollins held the stomp on Gable. Riddle came in at the last moment and clutched a win after sending Rollins through the ropes. And yeah, after the match, Rollins walked out like he's seen a ghost while Owens sat down at ringside. RK Bro celebrated the wins as Owens got up at left. And yeah, this was just an incredible match. Did not see a match this quality coming, but yeah, it's just absolutely incredible. Gets an 8 out of 10 from me. RK Bro, new champions, creates an interesting dynamic too. Next up was Dana Brooke versus Tamina for the 24/7 title. Tamina unloaded on Dana as the match began, locked in the Boston Crab. Brooke reversed the hold and got a quick win. After the match, Kira Tozawa said that Tamina was the love of his life and she blew him a kiss before walking out the ring. I mean, like, what was the freaking point of this? 5 out of 10. Yeah, can we just not waste TV time with these pointless 24/7 matches and the weird love angles? That'd be greatly appreciated because yeah, this was pretty bad. The Miz was out next and called out Logan Paul, another Cleveland native, to join him. Paul talked about how much he loved the city before the Miz started talking about Mysterio. Jerry Lawler was out next, a local WWE legend, and said that he hosts WrestleMania in Cleveland. The Miz disagreed and got some heat for an account by dissing his own town. Logan Paul and the A-lister walked out, and Bron Breakker walked out for his main roster debut alongside Tommaso Ciampa. But for this promo, it was okay, just kind of building along towards the WrestleMania match. Good chance for Logan to get a pop, and still a few weeks before the actual match, so it just made sense to do this. But anyway, as I was saying, Bron Breakker was made his Raw debut again with Tommaso Ciampa against the Dirty Dogs. Breakker and Rude kicked things off, and the NXT champion got a big vertical suplex on the veteran before tagging Ciampa in. Dolph Ziggler ran at the distraction and let Rude hit Spinebuster on Ciampa. After a break, the Dirty Dogs isolated Ciampa in the ring and beat him up before he was able to make the tag. Breakker came in and took a suplex before wiping Ziggler out with a clothesline. Ziggler then got a stunner before getting a near fall Breakker. The latter lifted Ziggler above his head and hit the Gorilla Press Power Slam for the victory. Great debut for Bron Breakker. Really put him over. Not much more you could have wanted really for his first showing. So yeah, this was good stuff. It gets a 7 out of 10 from me, definitely. Before it's time for Omos versus Apollo Crews. Omos locked in a submission hold before staring Commander Aziz down. He tossed Apollo outside the ring before tossing him back into the corner. Crews dodged the suplex and got a kick, but was hit with a double-handed chokeslam for the win. After the match, Aziz and Omos got face to face before the latter turned around and left. I'll give this a 6 out of 10. Dominant victory for Omos. We're kind of used to it now, but I'm still on board with it. Omos is just a beast. Edge was out next on Raw to complete silence. He said that he needed AJ Styles to be at his best and hoped that he ensured that last week. Edge said that he unlocked a side of him that can control what happens in the ring and said that he was the omnipotent before dropping the mic. Kevin Owens was backstage on Raw, said he was going to change his WrestleMania future tonight before he got Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley against Selena and Carmella. Carmella and Liv Morgan kicked off the match and Rhea Ripley came in early on and was wiping Carmella out. Vega was tagged in and managed to reverse slam before sending Ripley outside. Outside the ring, Carmella and Ripley sent into steel steps before he headed to a break. Carmella was then in the ring and took a big kick before Morgan tagged in and got some drop kicks. Vega was legal but tried to make a tag, but Carmella was busy flirting with Corey Graves at ringside. Rhea Ripley hit the riptide in the in the ring to get the 1-2-3. Yeah, to be honest, this gets a 5 out of 10 from me. This is all very weird. Now apparently they're in a team and they're in a WrestleMania match. Yeah, very strange stuff. 5 out of 10. Next up was Finn Balor versus Austin Theory. Finn Balor went after Austin Theory as the match began and hit a sunset flip. Balor dodged the ATL before getting a big stomp on the apron. He took an elbow and a neck breaker finisher before managing to break the pin. Balor got a big drop kick in the corner and set up for the finish, but Damian Priest caught him by the throat and dropped him from the top rope. Priest hit the razor's edge on Balor, wiping him out before Austin walked backstage in the ring for a selfie. Yes, I'm giving it a 7 out of 10 just because Damian Priest is a heel now. It's been building for a while, but I do kind of like it. Balor is a dominant victory, but yeah, I think it's building towards that match. It didn't do much with Theory, but Theory can kind of cope for it at the moment. I still kind of think he's in that position. So yeah, it wasn't bad at all. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. But yeah, just kind of want to see a bit more from Theory next time. But Kevin Owens was out next and said that he wanted his WrestleMania moment. He thought about inviting JBL, HBK or Booker T for a WrestleMania special, but decided on Stone Cold Steve Austin. He called out the legend and said that he will take Austin out with a stunner before the show went off the air. And Jerry didn't. But yeah, Kevin Owens, Stone Cold, it sounds like it's just going to be the KO show, which is disappointing because I would have loved to have seen a match. But it does kind of make sense. But yeah, it's still an intriguing proposition nonetheless. I'm glad it's finally happened and we can start building to it now because yeah, it certainly is very interesting what's going to happen. And yeah, I'm morbidly intrigued. Overall this week, Raw gets a 6 out of 10 from me. Yeah, wasn't a terrible episode overall this week. Certainly lots going on that kept me interested. So yeah, in that regard, wasn't a bad episode of Raw at all. But there were still some clangers on this show. But we've come to expect that it's Monday Night Raw at the end of the day. But yeah, wasn't a bad episode of Raw, but definitely could have been better. But still some very intriguing developments. But anyway guys, that's it for the video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, don't forget to comments down below. Follow on Twitter, link description for daily wrestling news and subscribe to the channel on the screen right now. Would be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.